with Father's Day coming up this Sunday, many people will be celebrating the wisdom that makes their dad special. And online, people are sharing important advice from their dads that made a difference in their lives. Here's some of the fatherly advice that's being shared. First, make sure you have a 401k. Ooh, that's good. Next, if someone doesn't want to be with you, that's on them. That's good too. How about treat every day like it's the start of the rest of your life, because it is. And here's a good one. You have 2 ears and only 1 mouth, so listen more than you talk. And this one sounds like a true dad. Show me your friends and I will tell you who you are.
That's super real.
Yeah.
That's real. That one really resonates with me.
So what about Roosevelt? Has Roosevelt, Erica's dad, by the way, Roosevelt giving you a piece of advice?
No, that's America's dad.
Yeah, that's America's dad.
Totally. You can't hog him.
Yeah. What piece of advice stuck with you the most?
Roosevelt called me
Photoshop.
10 years ago, and he said, Erica, sometimes what you want at 21 isn't the same thing you want at 31, and that's okay. And that was so freeing to me, because I thought once you make a decision, you stick with it, you made that commitment. And he's like, well, you probably made some pretty dumb decisions at 21, you know, so it's like.
I love it.
Or
That's
just
great
different
advice.
decisions. Yeah, absolutely.
Al, what about you? And I know you lost your dad.
Yes.
I just want to preface that because you know my niece and nephew recently lost their father.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be a father figure. It could be a grandfather. It could be a neighbor. Anybody that impacted you. I think that needs to be said.
Yeah, whoever's filling that role. I'm glad you said that,
Yeah,
Sammy.
me too.
Honestly, I was thinking about like something that I still take with me today. That's my dad right there. But yeah, that's me, high school graduation. Yeah.
My
That's old school. But you know, my dad said, and I wish I'd maybe taken the advice a little bit better, but maybe for the young PAs in here, he said, work is like a marathon. He was like, it can take the 26 miles and like you can do it, it's going to be grueling and you can do it your whole life, or you could work your butt off really hard and retire early. And I met people that they were just like, it's going to be terrible for like 14 years. You work Saturdays, you work Sunday mornings, and then when you go, how was Sam retired at 49? Because she sacrificed her 20s and 30s. So it's like, I didn't do that, but I know some people that did.
I didn't take that
I didn't know what I wanted to do until I was like 34.
Which is beautiful in its own right, I think, which is cool.
Tori, what about you?
My dad's a very patient man. He's had to deal with all 3 women, a lot of estrogen, and a very ill mom. So I just, there he is. I love my dad day.
Shout out, Jerry.
I love my dad day. So here's the thing. He's the gentle, warm, really calming parent. And whenever it rains, this always brings up like a metaphor for me. Everyone goes like, oh my God, it's raining. Ah! And he always goes, well, you're just going to get wet. And that like really, I just took away a lot of the panic and the charge of almost any little thing. You get a middle seat. Your favorite restaurant's closed. Your coffee isn't great. That's it. Really? You're not going to die.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at that. I like to go to, you might not have noticed, I like to go to extremes. You just get wet. That's all. So I thought that was great. What about you, Sammy?
For me, my dad has, has had a lot to deal with in his life. And my dad has always been someone that never gave up and has always worked on being the best version of himself.
Great picture.
And for me, this was just like a week ago. We had so much fun miniature golfing. Miniature golfing just here in Denver. But for my dad, there's he's always told me throw as many Post-its on the wall, one of them will stick, meaning have a plan B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, because you never want to be without a job and you never want to be able to not put food on your table. And so, I would always make sure that I have many things on the
skillet.
No,
It's a skillet.
The stove top.
It's a stove top.
The skillet is what's on the stove.
That's right.
You don't want a number of skillets and no stove.
The burners.
The burners. Because, when I was trying to be a host, I was a waitress. I was this. I was working at Jamba Juice. Like, whatever it may be, just like
2 straight days of Jamba Juice references. Are we getting paid for this?
No,
Jamba Juice, where y'all at? Come on.
I am not, but yeah. So, but
they're the best.
It's great advice. And it's interesting when I'm listening to that, I'm hearing the advice of a child that was probably raised by parents that were in the Depression or grandparents. So that whole thing of like
survival.
I think a lot of us still have to deal with like not hoarding. Throwing things away because we were all raised by parents that were, hey, don't throw that aluminum foil away, rinse that off. Like,
their recession was a real recession.
It was a real.
My dad took ranch dressing out of the garbage can.
Stop, Erica.
He was in February. They were at the house, and I was like, I pulled out the ranch, and I'm like, oh, this expired last year. Now I would have normally have kept it, but my husband is a very much if it's the date,
mine too.
It's got to go in the trash.
Yeah.
So I threw it away, and if that ranch dressing wasn't sitting back up on the counter, I was like.
rebirth.
There's nothing wrong with that ranch.
What would we do